Everybody ready to start? All right.
Yeah.
Let's start for the regular meeting for the city of Ellsworth, August 11th, 2025. Let's say the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, first thing we'll do is we'll approve the agenda.
Mr. Mayor, I make a motion to approve the agenda as written.
I'll second.
Chief Cal Bernard has made a motion to approve the agenda and.
I'm not there and Aaron's not there. There's 2 seats open.
I seconded that motion, hearing none all. Opposed? Carries. Next time on the agenda will be the consent agenda. Includes the July 28th, 2025 minutes and the claim ordinance A01-0725.
Mr. Mayor, I make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
I'll second.
All right, Councilor Renard has made a motion to approve the consent agenda and President of the Council Coates has seconded that motion. Any debate, any concerns? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. All right, next item on the agenda is public comment. Dan Moon has signed up. Dan, you're more than welcome. You can come up. I know you're gonna speak later about, this is different though.
Yes, sir.
Perfect, okay.
Good evening. Just to follow up to the pickleball tennis backboard. I have not submitted any additional invoices because I'm thinking carpenters that I contact.
There's nobody there.
There's nobody there?
No.
Is that Karen there?
Yeah.
And that's
The paper.
her, and who's that?
I don't know. Patrick? No, I got.
We should be able to hear him.
I muted him.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Continue.
Yes, please.
Yeah, go ahead. Sorry about that.
So my thought process is to make contact with the school. I understand they have a woodworking or wood shop class, and maybe the instructor would be motivated or open to having students erect the tennis pickleball backboard, which would save probably hundreds of dollars. So I still need to contact that person once school gets in session. Is it already in session?
Did it well.
Friday.
Friday. Kids start on Friday.
All right, so I'll get with that person and find out what they say about doing the labor to put up the tennis pickleball backboard and then get back with the council on those efforts.
It's a really good idea. Thanks for updating us. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, no one else for public comment. Moving on to unfinished business. We have the filling of the vacant city council position. Ellen, you want to kind of give us a background
Madam
here?
Mayor, first of all, I think everybody knows that, Councilmember Johnson is not present tonight, but we do have a quorum here with the 3, so
Okay.
we know those requirements. Basically, and the council's, as of tonight, the mayor will make an appointment and then, subject to approval by the city council. Until the charter changes, the next month it'll change how we do this, but nevertheless, this before the term of former Councilmember Panzer, who's resigned, a term that expires in the second Monday of January of 2028. We had the 3 applicants that were in the packet. One applicant came in by mail today, which I sent out to you by email this morning. Of course, you have a copy in front of you as well. You can pick one of those 4 at the beginning of it, you can pick somebody else. It's totally up to the council. There's no state statute on this. There's no other rules. It's whatever you as mayor appoint and the council approve. We did get like some of the 4 applicants here. I would recommend that you give each one of those applicants, if you wish, again, it's your show here, a chance to speak for 2 to 3 minutes about why they want to serve with the council. They might help you. If you want to do something else, go ahead. All I can do is give advice, and as I always say, I don't get involved in particular council members because I don't get to pick who I work for, and, voters, I mean, I can vote, but election's kind of fun. When I'm registered to vote here, but other than that, it's totally up to you, so any questions, I can answer them, but not so. Take off.
I'm thinking maybe 3 minutes each and then allow us to ask questions if we want. And then make an appointment. Does that sound good, everybody?
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, if you need 3 minutes and 30 seconds, we're not gonna be too strict here, but what we don't want is someone doing this for 15 minutes, you know, you're gonna make probably your best points in the first minute. It's kind of how it works. So 4 people, who would like to go first? All right, Mr. Moon, come on up here.
Have no problem with that.
Okay.
Given that I am a retired U.S. Army non-commissioned officer who is relatively new to the community, and in discussion with my brother Randy Moon, he suggested that given my investment in the community towards the school park crossing as well as the pick board, that I should submit a letter of consideration for filling the city council. I believe in brief, my highlights are that I'm a senior NCOIC, Sergeant First Class, 25 years military service. I was in second in command in numerous in numerous capacities and companies. I was the sole proprietor in Johnson County District Court of the Drug and Alcohol Domestic Violence Containment Program, which was successful for the 20 years. I provided legal services to the District 10 of the Judicial Court, which encompasses something like 9 to 10 municipal courts. We're talking Olathe, we're talking Woodland Park, we're talking Lenexa, we're talking Miriam, we're talking Shawnee, we're talking Payola, we're talking Mission Hills, we're talking Mission. Been around the block, was working with the legal court services, especially the court clerks. They're just instrumental in guiding me accordingly and working with prosecutors and the judges. Also, I was a correctional officer for 2 years at the former Kansas State Industrial Reformatory, which is now Hutchinson Correctional Facility. And if you don't know anything about working inmate populations, it's not an easy task to do such a thing and survive. So given that information, plus my book of references, I do submit my name for consideration of the city council.
Very good. Does anybody have any questions for Mr. Moon?
What do you think you would bring to the council that would like keep you apart, like be head and shoulders above others?
Well, when it comes to be head and shoulders above others, that's something that I have learned that you need to work with people as opposed to being above others. In fact, in order to lead, you have to serve. So it's about not reacting, it's about responding, it's about gathering information and making a concise assimilation of my thought processes on the issue and then presenting it.
Thank you.
Do you think because you are a new resident, Mr. Moon, would that benefit? Would that be a benefit? Would that be not a benefit since you're new to Ellsworth?
I think that question would be a question that the board would need to answer because I am new. It brings fresh ideas, it brings fresh impressions, it brings what I've amassed over my military career as well as working in the legal systems information. So that question would be best left to the board, because again, I'm quite sure that there's many people that have applied, have probably also been involved in many aspects of the court that I have no knowledge of.
Thank you.
Questions for him?
I'm just glad that we got people that want to be on the council. I can't believe we had 4 people that wanted to do it. Really? I mean,
No, it is, yeah. I am very proud. It's proud to have 4 people. We are very proud. I
yeah,
think it proves that people do want to do it. We just got to communicate it and directly and through the internet or whatever, and find those people, and we did this time, you know, so that's good. So any other questions for Mr. Moon? All right, and we may end up coming back to you again, but probably that'll be it. We'll just go ahead and interview the other three, and we'll make an appointment, and we'll go on.
Thank you very
Thank you,
much.
Mr. Moon.
Thank
Yeah, outstanding. Who would like to go next? All right, Mr. Al, come on up.
And my here, what is this? Russ Allen, I've lived here in Ellsworth this time around for about 4 years. October will be 4 years. Originally moved back here in 2010. I grew up in Russell, so I'm kind of a local guy. I mean, I'm not from Ellsworth, but I played high school basketball here in the high school gym. Yes, Ellsworth, not for Ellsworth. Joined the K-State graduate, joined the Air Force, 23 years in the Air Force. Most of that was flying and then supporting flying and teaching flying. But the last 3 years, I actually got to step out of my comfort zone and went down to McConnell back on active duty and spent 3 years what we call the Mission Support Group Commander, where we really basically ran the base. So Air Force Base is just a community. That's what it is. So had some time, got some experience when we did, infrastructure. So we roads department. We have a swimming pool, movie theater, golf course, everything that makes it a town and community, we add that on base. So I've got a little bit of a background, spent some time as a magistrate, doing that stuff. When I retired, I knew I wanted to come back to Ellsworth. When I came here in 2010, the first time, bought Kenny Craven's house over on Spring Street. My ex-wife still lives there. That's where she raised her kids. That's what brought me back to Ellsworth. Was my kids are here. It's a great community. My two oldest graduated high school here. My youngest didn't, because I teach high school down in Lyons. The only reason I'm there is you guys don't have my program up here. I teach JROTC. And so she had an opportunity to go down there her senior year at DePaul. And so otherwise I'd have 3 kids that graduated. So I'm trying to get into the community. I'm kind of pretty active. I'm on the fire department, I'm a lieutenant there. I'm a part-time EMS or EMT at EMS. Running for mayor. Probably know that, but this is a chance for me to get in the room a little bit earlier, and then when I lose the mayor race, I'm still here. So that's kind of why I'm here, but that's my background, so any questions?
What makes you head and shoulders above everybody else?
Well, first my height, so that's kind of naturally makes me height and taller. So I think what brings me, what I'm able to bring in is because when I ran a community, it was a little bit different. It wasn't an actual community, it was a military base. And I'm not saying the military is everything right, because they do not, especially when the way they run the community. Sometimes they make some decisions that are not the best for a community, and I get that. But it's a new perspective, it's a different perspective. I'm bringing in a different way of looking at things, a different way to approach things. I try to keep in a very open mind. I'm very good at listening to other sides of things, and I've had people convince me I'm wrong. Right? I have no problems admitting I'm wrong.
Darcy, you have a question? Tyler?
I don't.
What do you think being a mayor of Ellsworth is like? What would it be like?
Well, being mayor, so, we're kind of changing topics here. We're kind of sidestep. City council is a little bit different than mayor.
I'm sorry, you know what? I probably shouldn't have asked that question. What is,
Feel appropriate.
what's that?
So it doesn't really feel.
Yeah, it doesn't. Yeah, so,
doesn't.
right. City council, what would a day in the life of city council be like?
So city council, really, you're just like any elected official, you're the voice of the community, right? And so we can't put every topic that comes up or issue that comes up to a city to a general vote, to the whole topic, to the whole community. You'd be doing votes all the time, every vote would have way too many things on the ballot. So the day in the life is being interactive with your community and knowing what their concerns are and what their wishes are and what they feel on, about the topics that are ongoing, right? If you have a specific topic that is going to go with the city council, you need to go out to the community and talk to those community members and see how they feel, right? And it's not my job to come in here and necessarily always vote my opinion if you're on the city council. Sometimes I may go to the community, 95% of the community feels different about a topic than I do. My job is to vote for the community, not for myself, right? That's the job of a city council member.
Very good. Any other questions? All right, thank you, Mr. Allen.
Thanks for your time.
Appreciate it.
Appreciate it.
All right, got two left. Come on up, sir. Yeah. Yeah.
My name is George Isel. I've been a member of this community since 1979. Although I moved into Ellsworth County in 1968. I graduated from Wilson. And I moved here in 79, worked at Cashco for around 20 years. Was injured and was strongly convinced to move away from physical labor. So I spent 23 years self-employed, traveling the state of Kansas. I've been to every county courthouse in the state of Kansas. Okay, working for national title companies. That's basically those that take out loans, mostly refis at the time and everything. So I know Kansas, I know the roads of Kansas. Okay, but I've seen a lot of communities. I've seen good communities. I've seen bad communities. Okay. I've always been very pleased as a resident of Ellsworth, Kansas. And there's things that I'd like to see improved on. But I also understand that we as humans, we have needs and we have wants. But our needs are more important because we have to stay within a budget of what we have to work with. And so that's, and I was approached to put my name in. I'm glad that there's someone out there that has confidence in me to do this. And so that's just basically where I'm standing. But I look forward to learning something new.
So George, what do you think would make you stand head and shoulders above everybody else?
Well, it's gonna be tough to get those two that already spoke. Okay, they have a really good resume. But my willingness to listen, but also to understand what we can do and what we can't do. Okay, and so that's basically where I stand.
Darcy, do you have a question for him?
I don't.
Okay,
All right,
thank you.
Thank you, George. Appreciate that. All right, so next on the agenda is Brian. Come on up.
Well, Brian came by mail,
Yeah.
snail mail, and got open this morning, so.
Hello, everybody. My name is Brian Ingalls. I have lived in Ellsworth for a little over a year now. I am the general manager of the Casey's General Stores. I started there 2 years ago. I was driving back and forth from Salina. It's been such an awesome time. This is kind of, Ellsworth is the first town that I've been in that I knew I was going to stay. Basically, my entire career started when I was 23, took over Pizza Hut. They moved me around, you know, they had a bad store, I'd go to this store, I'd go to that store, you know, wherever they needed help. And when I moved to Salina and took Ellsworth, it was supposed to be just a, you know, here and there kind of thing, moved back to Salina, no problem. I got here and everybody was so amazing. The community is amazing. Mr. Moon is one of my favorite customers. I love him. I love seeing him every day. This is something new to me. I have an 8-year-old son. I brand new to government, to anything like that. I just want to make this community the best that I can. And since I'm going to be here, he's 8 years old, so at least 10 more years. I want him to grow up in a community he's proud of.
Really good. Questions for Brian?
What makes you stand head and shoulders above everybody else?
When you say above everybody else, I wouldn't put it that way. I bring a different perspective. I'm from the working class. You know, I worked my way up to management. I've kept my management positions. I don't come from the military like Mr. Moon. I don't have those experiences. What I do have is regular people every single day. My store has 900 transactions in store. So I see the community. I'm right there with them every single morning, every single night when they get off. And I hear their stories and I just want to be a part of them, be a part of this community even more.
Very good. You have a question for Brian?
I don't.
Okay, Darcy?
Brian, I did see in your letter that say we, you know, if we didn't choose you, you did say that you would be interested though in the Grow Ellsworth vacancy
Yeah,
too.
absolutely.
And I, you know, that'd be something I think with Casey's. That might be, you know, like that would help you too, being involved in a business and that, so I just wanted to make sure that you would be, that would be something too, that you would be willing to.
Yeah,
do,
it was
either
either
one,
or.
either or.
Yeah, I would,
Okay.
prefer the city council, but absolutely that fits right in my mindset of
Okay.
just growing Elton
Right.
County.
Okay, great, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Brian.
Thank you.
Okay, that's all four of them. I think I made up my mind. Hopefully you'll support me. I think we have four really awesome people. And, you know, I think Mr. Moon is gonna be my appointment, and the reason is we've got one of his ideas on our agenda. He has a proven track record of success of taking ideas and bringing them to the council, and we're acting on them. So he brought the idea of the crosswalk to Mr. Dinkle. Mr. Dinkle reached out to engineering firms. And today we're gonna vote on design services, and it's just hard for anybody to compete with success like that. So I think if he's on the council, we're gonna see this critical eye, and it's not, you know, against anybody else, and the others have fantastic resumes too, but I would prefer to go with Dan Moon for our next city councilor that the term would end January of 28th.
Yeah,
Okay,
the second Monday, I think, so,
okay,
I will say that, but I'm not sure,
okay.
the second Monday in January 28th.
So I,
Got to vote, yes or no?
Yeah, mayor's made his appointment, now the council can approve the appointment or not approve the appointment, and at that point in time, if it's not approved, mayor may appoint somebody else, I mean, you know. It is going to change in December, but as of tonight, we're following the city ordinance as of today.
okay, we'll make a motion.
Yeah.
Mr. Mayor, I make a motion to approve,
To accept his
Dan Moon.
to accept your appointment, Dan Moon.
I'll second.
Tyler has made a motion to approve the appointment of Dan Moon as a city council member of the city of Ellsworth. President Council Coates has seconded that motion. Any debate or any concerns? All right, hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, motion carries. Mr. Moon, you are our next counselor.
We'll do this for the next meeting, because we didn't prepare.
Okay, if you gotta ask that question, so you'll get sworn in the next meeting. Welcome to invite your family. It only lasts for 2 minutes.
Mr. Moody, you are a registered voter, aren't you?
Yes,
Okay, sir. Yeah, I forgot to mention that. I think we put it, you have to be a registered voter in the video, so I think you all probably were.
Glad to have you.
Just want to double check.
Thank you, Mr. Moon. Thank you, everybody, for applying. So the next one is the appointment of representative of the city to the Grow Ellsworth County Board of Directors.
The brushing one.
Oh, I'm sorry, the brush, discussion of reestablishing the city brush and limb file.
Mayor and council members put it back on the agenda. The same thing about last time, fire chief yesterday night, any questions about burning that area over there, he can probably answer for you. You know, I still hate the place because he's worried about the propane tank, I'm worried about the water plant, and I know it's been there in the past. But you do have a basin that's open to the world. And, you know, I don't know if there's any rules or laws or anything else, and, you know, the KZ has approved birds there in the past, so you had approval. You know, we're not talking about establishing a long term, we're talking about incidents, I'm assuming, you know, weather incidents.
Well, I was kicking around, what about the old city dump? Can we put a pit down there,
Where's the old city dump?
like Court Street South?
There's about the old.
There's already a gate there. There's trees, the city owns the property, it's,
Where is it at? I don't know.
you know where B and B's was at, that building, just go south. Like you're going towards the river on Court, there's a
Okay.
gate there, and that was where the old city dump used to be.
Is it by the? Where the show thing used to be?
You can see it from there, it's just a little bit west of there.
I mean,
But it's down, yeah, it's down, but it'd be Court Street.
I honestly, I like the idea of the city having, I do, a burn pile.
that makes a good sense over there.
I mean,
And maybe we ought to check that out, take a look.
like
at it.
Tyler said, yes, we can go to the dump, but they're not open on Thursdays or Saturdays, they close at 1. If you're taking down a lot of trees or you're, you
It's
know,
over there.
Okay, you see, yeah, here, let me show you. right here. You go down where B and B's is, turn south, all this right here was the old city town, the city still on, I think still owns that phone. I mean, then you got,
South Jersey.
would that work, Ralph? Would that be something maybe we could do, or?
Is it, like, said, like right there, like in the
Like,
north.
that's pretty
You're trying to go.
But it's still down, there's still. Would that be something that maybe?
As far as, I'll just address what was the concern out there, and it was two things, just so you completely understand, is number one, the owners, Mayor Oil actually has the vault plant. When we did all the stuff to burn that, they were very concerned about it, and after the fact, the state fire marshal said that we need to be 500 feet.
Yeah.
And then when we did it, we were about 200. So the problem from that to there was, yes, we've done it, but the radiant heat was obviously a huge problem. And for example, had they had a PV vapor or something, that's the concern from the fire marshal. So we were like 200 foot, they went 500. Now the other that's down there, as far as doing an approval on that there, we would probably still, if we did a regular one, I'm sure there's probably something from KDHE that we might want to jump those hurdles. I don't have any exposures down there per se, like I have up here. That's my concern up here is the exposures. So.
I'm totally unfamiliar with that, so, you know.
Well, yeah, go take a look at it sometime.
So I'm developing,
I mean, I think one thing,
that makes good sense.
I mean, it is kind of out of the off the beaten path.
but people need to, I mean, I think if we do this, people need to. They have to be respectful of, like, we're doing this for, and it's not just a. You know, and something that, and this is just an idea, Wilson used to do, if there's a gate there. You had to pay, like, if there's a lock, they could come to City Hall and get it, like, if it's. They could get a key, like you pay a deposit, you know, and when if you can have, you know, you pay a yearly deposit for the key, or you pay it just, that way you kind of have an idea of who's been going in there.
Yeah.
If you don't wanna have to monitor it, then you kind of have the idea,
Weather, yeah.
right, other than, but I mean, if it's just, then you kind of have an idea of who.
Let me stick with that, again, I have.
Yeah, go, I mean, I just thought of
But
that.
I do
So
like
you have
the
to go
idea.
South Main to get there.
Yeah, go south of the tracks and then go east. And there's a building there, it used to be B and B Plumbing. I
It's
don't.
a big Morton building,
Well, it's kind
they're
of-
not yeah, it's
like-
an old, I
It's
guess
like
it's,
south of the fire station.
yeah, across the trash from the fire station.
Okay.
Yeah,
And you would go, it's Court Street.
before you get to the water plant, you're going.
The sewer plant.
Yeah, sewer plant.
You don't-
Sewer plant on the south side or the east side. I mean, I think KDHE would have to permit it no matter where we go.
Yeah,
And.
but
It's a most things that have to.
Yeah, that'd be something to look
The
at.
only thing that pops to mind that KDHE might have an issue with is gonna be floodplain. I don't know how that affects KDHE stuff, because
So
Troy
it shouldn't.
and just, I mean, I don't know. I'm just looking at it from exposures. I don't have exposures down there like I have up here.
Right,
Yeah.
Well, and again,
My
I
side.
think you go ahead and take a look at it.
I will, just great idea.
Yeah.
Pick it around, see what.
that's it, yeah, good thinking.
That's how we bring ideas around.
Yeah,
Right.
Thank you.
Might work, it may not,
Yeah,
go
I-
from there, it's at least a step forward, for sure. Okay, next item on the agenda, as long as we're okay with that, the appointment of representative of the city of the Grove Ellsworth County Board of Directors. We only have one person apply, Brian Ingalls, I'm sorry. Does anybody want a different process than just a straight up appointment? Darcy does not, do you want to talk to anybody again, do you want to talk?
No, I'm fine.
So Brian, I will tell you, that is a very important job. And you're gonna be in the heartbeat of the economics of the entire county. So if I appoint you, you know, do your very best work. And I believe you will, and I think what Darcy's saying about your experience with Casey's is gonna be instrumental. That board is very talented, so you're gonna be around really some talented people. It's a large board. Because it used to be composed of the Chamber of Commerce and Economic Development came together. And so they kind of merged and it made a pretty large board, but meets last Wednesday of every month. It's a 3-year term. And you would represent the city at that board. But pending council approval, and I believe they have to approve.
And I'll submit it, if the
Okay.
council approves it tonight, I'll submit his resume.
So is he on for a full 3-year term?
Yeah, oh, yeah, we'll go with that.
Because Mr.
Bobby
Walks term had expired.
Right,
Okay.
so we gotta give him a
And
name,
he had no desire to serve.
right? So it should be exciting.
All right.
All right, so with that said, I'd like to appoint Mr. Brian Ingles as our Grow Ellsworth County, representative to represent the city of Ellsworth.
Mr. Mayor, I approve the appointment, well, I guess your appointment for both as the Grow Ellsworth City of Ellsworth representative.
I'll second that.
Counselor Hanson has made a motion to approve Brian Ingles as the city's appointment to the Grow Ellsworth County Board of Directors. Counselor Renard has seconded that motion. Any debate, any concerns? All right, hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Mr. Brian Ingles, you are our new representative. Thank you,
And
sir.
I'll submit your name to Kevin at the Roseville tomorrow morning, and he'll be in contact with you, I'm assuming, on this process.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Brian.
Yeah.
All right, the next item on the agenda is proposal for design services for the crosswalk on Douglas Avenue on K 14 between the city and the USD 327 tennis courts.
Mayor and council members, I told you earlier, a month ago, that I was going to have an engineer look at it. Did have a firm that I've worked with on projects like this in the past called Valley Engineering. They have a Salina office. I've used them for other projects in Junction City. It's supposed to find me, anytime I use a firm in the past, I'll make sure you know, that way there's no secrets. Well, Alan worked with them the whole time. I put that front. Justin, I think we looked at it, took a spot there. Our concern is as much as we think there needs to be a crosswalk there, he, like me, thinks if we do it wrong, our liability increases dramatically. Right now, we have really no liability because people are crossing on their own. I mean, but if we put something there, which I believe we should, we need to meet this. I think there's an EDA party worried about that. There is some potential funding next spring from KDOT. And it would line up perfectly for that next year to apply for. No, if we get it, but maybe to build some sidewalks and help us get there, so.
With the school, have you talked to them? Would they maybe go in on this project too, or is this just gonna be?
I would say at this point in time, I would suggest the city pays for the $1,500.
Oh, yeah, I mean, I'm talking maybe if we get the,
That, I think what's it gonna cost, yeah,
yeah,
and that may help on a cost share too, you know.
yeah,
Have a partner like that, yeah.
But this is gonna get the ball,
roll, yeah,
and
I'm,
we've kept it rolling, we just.
I'm with it. We gotta get it engineered. I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah.
We've been down the road where we've not done that.
Yeah.
Where that's got us, you know?
We look at it every day.
Yeah.
It's a trophy.
So Mr. Mayor, I'm gonna make a motion to approve the proposal of Call Valley Engineering for design services for a crosswalk between the tennis courts on Douglas Avenue and K 14 in the estimated amount of $1,500.
I'll second.
All right, Counselor Renard has made a motion to approve the proposal of McCall Valley Engineering Inc. for design services for a crosswalk between the tennis courts on Douglas Avenue, K 14, the estimated amount of $1,500. Counselor Hanson has seconded that motion. Any debate on that? Discussion? All right, hearing none. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, motion carries. Ball is rolling on that. Very good. National opioid settlements are next item on the new business portion of our agenda.
Mr. Mayor and council members, as you know, the city has received money in the past from the National Opioid Settlement. Another pharmacy, Purdue Pharma, their owners, Sackler family, have made settlement. In the past, up to this day, we've received about $20,000. We've received $556.06 been collected. The only expense we've had to date was some training for Chief Penny to go to a class on. Other than that, we have basic goal funds in place. These monies down the road will probably, more than likely, will probably want to work with the county health department or a school program or on opioids and drug abuse. So, it's money coming in. I have no idea what our share of this one's gonna be. There's probably another from the letter I got from the last couple of weeks. Is there'll probably be a couple more settlements coming down the road. You know, this is one and done money, because when they're done with it, but it's money that's gonna be available for some kind of program in the future. So I recommend that you accept the funds or get in line to accept the funds. And also the cases, because on the interim, appoint us, have the city clerk serve as the authorizing signature on this, on this case.
Mr. Mayor, I move that the city of Ellsworth approve the Purdue bankruptcy plan and authorize city clerk Louise Blanding the power and authorization to execute the participation and release form on behalf of the city of Ellsworth.
I'll second. Sorry, Tyler.
No, you got it.
All right, good. President Council Coates has made a motion to, that the city of Ellsworth approve the Purdue bankruptcy plan and authorize city clerk Louise Blanding the power and authorization to execute the participation and release form on behalf of the city of Ellsworth. Councilor Hanson has seconded that motion. Any concerns with this at all? All right, none heard. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, motion carries. All right, now the discussion of the 2026 budget and setting a public hearing date for September the 8th.
This budget's been, of all the 36 budgets I've done, this most, probably the most troublesome because I don't know all the games and we're learning as we go day to day. As you know, last year, the city, increased their budget to 90 mils. And last year, as I've discovered, and again, I'm discovering more stuff every day here. Last year was an anomaly because every June 15th, by June 15th, the county clerk sends you what the estimated valuation of the city is. Well, last year, and it's evaluation based on January 1 of that year. So, you know, just remember that 2025 taxes pay for the 2026 budget. 24 taxes pay for the 2025 budget, okay? So last year, your valuation came in the summertime of $18,365,000. That's just $18,365,424.15, which was a drop from the year before. So to capture dollars, and last year your R&R was in that 76 range, but you did a budget for 90 mils, a mega jump, I mean 20% jump in taxes. However, when you're assessed your taxes in the fall, it's based on the final valuation as of or about November 1. Valuations from the estimate to the final will always move. There's not been a year now because when they found a mistake, they found a correction. Somebody did a protest, there's a plethora of reasons. So when you say your mill levy is here, based on in the city council does not levy mill levy, they levy tax dollars. So you figured out 90 mills at that valuation gave you this much tax dollars, which here we use tax dollars for one, funding of the general fund and funding up the library. So only two things we have right now. You've had some other funds in the past, but they're not tax funds right now, it's to do them at the present time. So you have that moving forward. Well, if the valuation from June to November goes up, the mill levy comes down. Trends-wise, if the valuation goes down, the mill levy has to go up because you're going to capture this amount of dollars that you circled right here back then. Last year, so your final valuation shot up to higher than the year before. So when it was all said and done, your valuation jumped from June to November by $1.3 million. So when you got your tax statements, even though you had in the paper your estimated mill levy was 90 mils, your tax statement came out at 84.288 mils. So that was just I don't know what happened, but it happened, and we deal with it. This year, the valuation that we've got in June is $20,534,684, or basically an increase of about 5%. I think it's 4.9 something, so 5%. So, and then to kick the R&R is the revenue not to exceed rate, which is put in by state legislature a couple of years ago. Basically, they say you can't levy more total tax dollars than you had the year before. I'm not an R&R fan because the state, even though they passed this law, exempts themselves from it. the 20 mills that the state does statewide for education is not subject to R&R. So if 20 mills says this 1 year, is that mine?
Right.
Okay, sorry. No problem. I didn't want my donuts, Shannon. But anyhow, so the state doesn't have to, but we have to. I've said from the get-go that I'm not gonna bring you a budget, and we did not go for R&R because I think with the rate increases we had to make in water and sewer, that to raise taxes would have been horrible to the public. I mean, I could not ethically, morally say we needed to raise taxes because the sewer thing and the water thing had to be done. And as we've talked before, as much as everybody don't like the sewer and water increases, you're probably not done, especially on the sewer side. Because you gotta generate funds for a large project. It's the way it is. I mean, no bones about it. It's gonna have to happen. I think with that set in place, though, you have to watch your taxes as well. Now, we got some advantages this year. I think that are very played in our favor. One is we're gonna have more cash carryover this year than we probably ever had before. And a lot of that boils down to positions, basically. You know, first you got an interim city administrator right now, and the dollars you pay me are similar to the dollars you pay Dustin. Yeah, I might make more salary, but he had health insurance, capers and all those other things, Medicare, which I don't have, so, maybe I'm a little cheaper, not that much. Police department, we had a budget for 7 officers. We have 4 on the salary right now. I think so, we're gonna have cash carryover. Hopefully, we're getting applications right now for the police chief, but it's gonna be first year until the chief's down. And whatever we do, it's gonna be the first year. The likelihood of having 7 people in that department in the next year sometime is slim. I mean, getting applicants and everything else and get going, it's not gonna be a build back process that quick. It's not gonna happen. You went through some things before Chief Penny, and now with Chief Penny leaving at the time it did, it's just gonna take time. And get over it, and we'll move forward, and the community will learn from it and grow from it. And so, but I guess that gives some real on the budget side. So I'm still working on a lot of final things yet, because there's some things that pop up in one today that we're still debating on yet. Okay, the mill levy for last year, final levy was 84.288 mills. Our R&R is 80.443. The 24 mill levy, which funded the 25 budget, was 74 mills. Okay, I would love to say, and I think I could pull it down to 74. Part of me wants to, and part of me doesn't want to. Here's the reasons why. One is, I think we could operate the budget quite well with 74. On the other hand, though, keeping it at 80 level, we as a city can start setting some funds aside if we need to. One, for capital improvements like this building. Angela's told me more than once, the windows on the gym. Do we look at the air conditioning down the road in that gym? Because it is a secondary used by a lot of high school students and everything else. Is that something that money can be used for? Again, I'm not saying use money for that, but have it aside. The other thing I'd like to establish would be set aside money for the fire department. On force, even though they buy a lot of used equipment and everything else, as I always say about fire department, they do not have cheap toys. They have expensive equipment, and it is what it is, and you gotta have it. So I think, as I finalize, the next week or next meeting, is the 80 mills is probably about maybe a little lower than that, but I'm not shooting for much more than that because I want to listen. The other thing that stares us in the face that's really weird, we're trying to get answers from the county, is our TIF money. We have the TIF district, and the last 4, 5, 6 years, the amount of TIF funds that are paid out, so we collect the money from the taxes and then we pay it back in the TIF fund. Have been averaging around 85 to 90,000 per year. The county this year is saying it's 190,000.
What's that?
We don't know. That's, and we were asking a question.
Let's take it.
Yeah.
No, that's not.
So we have to get
Because-
that.
Well, that's not-
That means it comes out of the general fund and goes to the TIF. And the TIF has $1.4 million sitting in there. So it's like, what can we do to get that balance in there? So before I really finalize, I want to get that one answered, because I think it's important. Because you gotta realize that change right there is about 5 mils, 4.5, basically 4.5, 5 mils. That's big. I'd rather see that money, if you want to keep some of that, put it aside for this building or for some other project. But I think we have to do that, you know, and even though on the surface, I'm maybe not for it, but it may be time to revisit again, is just the TIF fund growing, take a look at the TIF fund. Cause I think that's still another few years yet. I think it started in 12 and it's 20 years. Do we look at the hospital, tearing it down? And I know that's controversial, all get up, because I've heard both sides, you know? But tearing that building, as much as I hate saying it, tearing that, using the money for that, tearing down the building, that building is probably gonna be a shot in the arm for this community. I drove by, when I lived in Boise, I drove by that building a lot. Went to one of the south town, I drove by that building a lot. And I asked that question to myself a million times. Now I have to ask it since I'm moving here for some, in the interim role, it's like, ooh, you know, it's just, you know, and that you're talking about an area that has a development possibility. That's, I mean, you know, you're close to the highway, you know, good flat land with all the utilities there.
Where we did leave off, I don't want to interrupt you, but we never got an estimate of what that property would be worth with the building down. We don't know.
Yeah. And that's a whole nother thing we have to go through. I don't think the property is worth so much. It's worth what somebody paid for it. Well, what it's worth to the community is you got a spot to attract somebody. That's, I think there's two levels there. I mean, the actual value of the building may not be all that high of the lot. But you talk about telling Kevin over at Grow Elsewhere, it says, we got this lot over here, it's basically 2 blocks. The hospital's now gone. It won't take long. It just won't, because it's good developable land.
Over that zone
Whatever you want, I mean, that'd be down the road yet.
there.
I mean, I'm just tossing ideas out there tonight. I mean, but again, it's maybe something we need to take a look at. But I'm getting answers from the county clerk right now. I sent the treasurer, she says, I don't know. So now I asked the county clerk that. We do have some things facing us, is our health insurance. It appears we'll have 12% employees. And I hate to say this because I'm not on the health insurance plan, but we got a Cadillac plan. At some point in time, that's gonna have to be looked at. I hate saying that because that's the same, you know, and if you do that, we do it salary wise. You know, because I think salaries fit there too. We gotta keep getting our salaries to be competitive. You know, are we competitive in the police department? Maybe not. Are we competitive in public works? Probably not. So as we look at that, so when I finalize, I think I probably want, you know, my gut is to probably stay closer to 80 mils unless you just want to cut it back. I can also say, if you want to say we're gonna cut it back to 75 mils, I probably can make that work. I think that'd be a disservice to the community though, if you cut it too much. And then the other thing you always have to worry about the state legislature, that it's years and years and years of experiences, is the fact that I don't know what the legislature is gonna do next. And if you lower your base too much, they can haunt you too. So as much as I'd like to cut it, I'd say let's keep it there. We keep the taxes in line. We have to do an RR notice, which I think is one of the stupidest things in the world. I got 2 R&R notices, one from Brooks County and one from Ellis County, where my assessed value went down. So I got this notice that it's gonna be a hearing that I pay next taxes next year. I'm not really excited, you know, and, but that's just the way it is there. So I think there. Another thing we're trying to do is our work tomorrow, or yesterday, is splitting, as I mentioned last winter, the water and sewer funds apart. It became real apparent when we looked at the rates this spring that the water fund has been subsidized, even though it's one fund. Water revenue was subsidized the sewer side. Even though we have projects on the water side, the water wells, and just point me to a water line that's part of town that needs to be replaced. I mean, it's easy done. And like the ones that come in from as I made a comment, nobody's challenged me yet. I think there's nobody in town older than our oldest water line. Nobody, I mean, you know, and, you know, and it's something that we have to work with on there. Another help, now, again, we raised the water sewer rates. The one thing that's gonna help the general fund, that I think takes pressure off the tax side. Is, the property tax side is. You know, the city has imposed on themselves 5% franchise fee for water and sewer sales. Okay, all of us in this room here that buy electricity from your firm, or buy natural gas from whatever, or buy telephone from so, we pay a 5% franchise fee. Call the tax if you want, it's my money going to the company, and in turn, they get the right to use our right of ways and everything else. This city a few years ago, and I don't know where it started, there's a 5% franchise fee on the utilities that we have to water and serve, okay? As the rates went up, the general fund does get a little more. I'm not gonna make no bones about it, because somebody's gonna figure it out, let's be honest about it. So that's gonna help the city, the general side as well. So I think we're in good shape. I'm a little behind where I wanna be on, we'll get it all done. I'm suggesting we have a hearing on September the 8th. We'll probably get a publication next week, and I'll communicate as we get more done, so.
Yeah.
Any questions?
Is that a Monday? Is that a regular meeting?
Ready.
Okay. Would it be at 5:30?
Yeah, well, but
Did we have it before?
no, I'm a real believer in putting hearings in the middle of a meeting.
Okay.
And say, start the meeting at 5:30, we do it, because everybody can be here at 9, you haven't. And then I'll have somebody in the crowd stand up at the hearing, like Mr. Olds did in Junction City, and says, the paper said the hearing's at 7 o'clock. You finally got to it at 7:11, so that's public comments. Okay, you were here, get over it, you know,
Right.
I like hearing through the meeting, I just think. That we have to be here earlier, you're used to coming at 5:30. The public's used to being here at 5:30, life is good,
Okay.
that's all I got tonight.
Well, I think that's, the 80, around there, that's,
Yeah.
we could get some money back for
Probably.
projects. I mean, we've
I
never
think
really
we-
done that.
Yeah.
I know it's a tough question. How does that hit the constituents? Very likely or
It's the same,
same,
Same.
so,
it's no different,
right.
Yeah.
you know,
So that would still allow us to bank some money.
oh, yeah, I always say that if taxes were $1 a person, somebody's gonna complain. And they are, I mean, taxes are something you don't like, and as I mentioned, my note to you guys last Friday is. Ironically, I think I saw a Facebook quote about a town that I used to administrate in the Odyssey last week. And they said they had the highest taxes in the world, and I'm going, no, I thought they were here. And Junction City had the highest tax rate. I made a comment last summer when I was retiring, that every city I've been in, somebody's always said we had the highest taxes, and the highest water rates, the highest sewer rates, on the electric side, and the highest electric rates. And a friend of mine in Junction City says, so you must be the problem.
Yeah.
And so it must be, wherever I'm at, there's the highest rates ever. Everybody believes it, but you've gotta have services. I think this community, we have room for services, as we deal with water down the fall. And again, I think what we're doing now is start to prepare for the future, because as we get money in the water reserve to replace some water lines, we're gonna replace the street at the same time. It'd be stupid not to. Maybe it's a block or two at a time, but 3 blocks at a time. But it's a process to start. I've been told by Troy that, the plan was north side of the school, basically that 3rd Street. Yeah, 3rd Street, that at one time there was money by 2020 to replace the water lines and the street for I don't know how many blocks from Douglas East.
I don't think there was ever money to do that.
No, we used it up all the time.
Yeah.
You didn't stay disciplined, and the one thing, and I don't wanna get my department heads fighting here, is that no doubt. The water and sewer fund, even though I have no problem with transfers of money to the general fund. Was being raped by the other funds. Not that I have nothing against park equipment or anything else, it's about getting your budget right and getting your spending right. And hopefully, I think we got some things in place now, and we can continue that in the future.
Yeah.
So,
Very good. Hey, anything else on that, or that it?
that's it.
Okay. All right, city inspector, do we have him back there? I don't believe we do. Fire chief, is he still here? Ralph, do you want to speak?
I don't have anything on the any questions.
Anybody have any questions for Ralph? Okay, no questions for Ralph. No call, the interim police chief's not here. No recreation director, street foreman, David, water and sewer, do you have something?
Yeah, go to a different meeting.
Okay, very good. City attorney, do you have anything?
I do not.
Okay. City clerk, Louise, it's your first meeting by yourself. Do you have anything?
Good question.
Well, we're proud of you. You're doing a great job. Okay, so, Alan, you've got anything else?
Of course I do.
Okay, all right.
You should know better than that, but I go with the form, want to rock and roll with it. One thing that we are talking about, and I, you know, you public here, is that, Chief, Fire Chief and I have had a discussion, and Patrick's gonna look at it. Can the city bill insurance companies for incidents, and they want to, of course, is accident, say an accident on the interstate? It's not county taxpayers. It's two people that had an accident. We had a truck accident last week that I think got a little ugly, and we went out there twice where Ralph told me, Chief told me, and, can we bill for it? I put out a city major listserv today, and we think DeSoto, so yeah. Edwardsville, has billed for hazmat cleanup. So that's what we're gonna do. And again, it's not where that money would go if you can get some funding back, would go into equipment.
Yeah, that's
So-
great.
We're gonna check some legalities on it and test the water. But some we're looking at and, you know, fire chief brought it to my attention and looking at it. And of all my years, I've never done it, but it makes sense. We're not gonna build for your house starts a fire, and especially the townships. And one thing we've talked to one township already, maybe they were next year now. Starting to get this conversation is, the townships are probably paying not a high enough bill for fire. They're not. And so, we have that, well, we wouldn't have to have as many trucks, so we would cover the real fire area. And I have no problem covering, but, you know, either they need to form a fire district or do something, and I think that's the area we're looking down the road. Again, it's how do you diversify your funding to make everything fly, and that's a big thing there. We've hired a new custodian, he said we can't start till the end of next month, or, yeah, it's gonna mark time early September, then later on. We're getting that, Steph and I have been working, getting an announcement out for Public Works Director, she looks at some job descriptions last week. And so finally, to get that going on there, so we can get that rocking. We did have a training last week in town, KMU, Kansas Mission Utilities, did a training on sewer last week, sewer water. I think all of our employees went, it was nice because they didn't have to spend, we had to spend travel money, they were here in town, they needed to be done, so it worked well. So other than that, it's rodeo this weekend, it's St. College, so let's go with Show's Rodeo, so it's a joint rodeo and a parade on Saturday.
Yeah.
So I gotta thank
Very
you.
good. Tyler, do you have anything?
I don't.
Okay. Jessica, you have anything? Right now.
Hey, it's been a little bit since I reminded people, but please pick up your dog poop. Please and thank you.
Thank you, Jessica. Darcy, do you have anything? All right, I think I'm gonna end it here. Congratulations to Rhythm and Reels last weekend. We had a great show. People came out and loved it, and I was unfortunately not able to make it. And I asked them on a scale of 1 to 10, how would you have rated it? And they said an 11 plus, so it must have been a great show. It was good. Yeah, she was good. So that's 2 in a row. So we've got something there we can build on. And the great news is we're gonna have the kind of beginnings of a rodeo cowtown event this Saturday, which I'm really excited about. It's a partnership between the high school FFA, the museum, the Saddle Club. They're all kind of working together, and let's all get out there and enjoy it. The parade's at 11. And I think there's a lot of demonstrations, things we haven't had before, so that'll be this Saturday. Also wanted to read a letter to you. I believe Alan spoke about this a meeting or two ago. But I was looking through my junk folder and I saw this email, and it kind of captured a little bit about our community and one of the reasons the 4 gentlemen came in here that wanted to serve on council. This was a family from Lenexa that broke down the interstate. I think Alan mentioned it, but I just want to read it to you. Mr. Finnegan, I want to take this opportunity to thank the citizens of Ellsworth who showed such compassion for my family after we were in an accident on I-70. George Grog came to the scene, towed my car, and gave us a ride to Pizza Hut to wait for a ride. George and his wife were so kind and friendly to us. We met the manager at Pizza Hut, who was the sweetest woman. She offered us food and drinks and helped calm us with her caring spirit. Our ride couldn't get to us until almost 11, and the restaurant closed at 9. She offered to stay with us and even called her husband, who came and drove us to a hotel and carried our bags into the hotel room. Your community is amazing and embodied a value I hold dear. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. No one asked for anything. They gave generously from their hearts, and I feel so blessed to have met them. Your town citizens make me proud to be from Kansas. May your community be blessed with the love and kindness these citizens shared with my family today. Best, Holly Gaddy, Lenexa, Kansas. So I did ask for her permission to read that letter. Apologize that it was, I got it probably the middle of July, so I felt like I needed to read that. So just, you know, that letter and then having the 4 of you come in is very encouraging. So I think we're on the right track. Thank you for covering for me a lot this summer. Had to be out of town quite a bit. And I don't think I got a call. That's the first summer that's happened, so I really appreciate that. I got,
I'm supposed to.
well, you're not supposed to, but I did. I got a lot last summer. So I appreciate that, Alan, and to the council. So with that said, let's go ahead and wrap it up.
Mr. Mayor, I make a motion to adjourn to the next meeting.
I'll second.
All right, President of Council Coates has made a motion to adjourn, and Councilor Hanson has seconded that motion. Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, motion carries. Meeting is adjourned.
That's
6:30, that's what it is.
Yes.
Yeah.
There you live.
I'm gonna hang on to this.
As you should.
Like 7.